happy St. Patrick's Day. It is a beautiful Irishy type of day. Pretty warm, but a little rainy, but not too bad. They say you can see the rain, but you can't really feel it, so it should be good. Today we're going to be making some Irish soda bread. This will only be the second time I've done it. I tried the other night, and I'll be doing it again with you. So here are the ingredients. All right, so here are the ingredients. There aren't too many, which is nice. You're going to use 4 cups of flour, about a cup of raisins or currants. Some of them said chocolate chips. I don't know if you have to add them different times. I'm just going with raisins. A teaspoon of baking soda. A teaspoon of salt. A tablespoon of granulated sugar. And 2 cups of cultured buttermilk. Or just buttermilk, which I've never had before. If you do not have buttermilk, they also said that you could use whole milk and vinegar. So as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, that's probably not going to smell good. But it reacts with the baking soda to make it rise instead of using yeast. I guess people didn't have yeast available in Ireland back in the day, readily available. So that's why they made this bread. That's what I hear. That's what I hear. All right. So we're going to combine them. I'm going to show you how. An interesting thing that I learned about scooping the flour, though, instead of just plopping it into the measuring cup, they say to take it out like with a spoonful at a time, so that way it stays kind of light instead of just like slamming it down in there. So I'm going to try that way. And that's it. Now we'll combine them. Something I forgot to mention first. So you also need parchment paper, which I had to get. I've never had it before. What you're going to do is line your baking sheet with the parchment paper. Now what I got was rectangular and pretty long, so I just cut a circle to generally fit the baking sheet. Oh, and I went with it side down to kind of get the roll out of there. We're going to need that prepared. You don't have to grease it or anything, but you want to be ready to put the bread right on there. From what I'm seeing, everything kind of needs to be timed quickly, so you want to have that ready and prepared before. The recipe I saw calls to have the oven preheating at 450 degrees, but the parchment paper I got says oven safe up to 420 degrees. So I just heated this last time at 400 and it was fine. So I'm going to preheat the oven to 400, and now we will combine the ingredients. Sorry about that. Okay, so now we're going to combine the ingredients. We have the 4 cups of flour that we spooned into there. We have the tablespoon of sugar. We have the teaspoon of baking soda and the teaspoon of salt. And it says to sift it. I tried sifting it through with a small, like a strainer that I had, and it just wasn't working. Then it says to whisk it. I don't have a whisk, but I'm going to use a fork. So whisk it together just so that everything is well mixed and combined. And once everything is mixed well, this is messy. Once everything is mixed well, we're going to make a little nest in the center so we can pour in the buttermilk. And once we pour in the buttermilk, that's when it seems that things have to start moving quickly. It says to only stir it around for about 30 seconds, then add the raisins, stir for about 10 seconds more, and that you don't want to mix it up too much once the buttermilk and everything's added, because it will release too much gluten and make it too solid or make it too hard, I think. Anyway, all right, so that's mixed up. So now is when we're going to start moving along fast, making a little nest for that buttermilk. Here we go. 2 cups of buttermilk right in the center. Okay. And then it says to use a rubber spoon. So here we go. I'm just going to mix that up for about 30 seconds. Do I have a timer on there? I do. Okay, so we'll do 30 seconds. And then we'll add in the raisins. The other thing I forgot to mention earlier, that I'll let you know now, is with the flour, you're going to need extra flour. When I originally bought flour, I had just enough for what the recipe called for. But we're going to need to sprinkle flour onto the table a little later. Here's where we are right now. So that way it doesn't stick too much. Okay, so that's 30 seconds. Now we're adding in our raisins. There we go. 1 cup of raisins. I'm going to do that for about 10 seconds. Now there's the timer on the clock. This was hard last time to really get it to mix well, to really get the raisins spread out enough. Okay. All right, I think that's been 10 seconds. Okay, so this is what we're left with, and on to the next phase. Okay, so I quickly wiped down, cleaned off, and dried the surface very quickly because we don't have a lot of time. And I washed my hands. Now we're going to put some flour on here. This is why you definitely need extra flour. It said lightly sprinkle it, but lightly did not do it for me the last time, and maybe I did something wrong. But this is fun. So here we go. We're taking this out. Taking our dough out. Oh, there's a lot of flour in there still. Okay. And we're going to knead it. Give it like 3 to 4 kind of turns, it said. Oh, get that in there. Okay. All right. This time I have enough flour. Last time I really did have it very lightly. And when I went to work with it, it was just gooey until I added more flour. But this seems like it's the right amount of flour on the table. Now, all right. Is this good? Yeah, I think it's good. Remember, we don't want to work it too much. Okay. All right, good. Put a little, kind of like a shape of a loaf, kind of. All right, now we're going to, like how the flour, I don't think I mixed it well there. Oh, okay. Let me just see something really quickly. I'm gonna try to reform it. And we're back to the gooey part, which is why I'm gonna need more flour. Okay. All right, we're working with this, but I think that is gonna help a little bit. Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh, see that bottom? Not mixed together well enough. Whew, I might be mixing it too much and messing it up now. Last time not enough flour, this time too much flour. I don't know if you can see where there's kind of cracks in it. I want it to be solid. Okay. All right. I think that's gonna have to do at this point. I don't think we can keep mixing it. Okay. Okay, so see, I have some gooey parts. Unfortunately, just not going to make it into the loaf. That's okay. All right, not bad. Not bad. Yep. Okay, not having a lot of these cracks, some of them, but not too many. All right, so now we're going to put it right over onto our tray. We're going to, right over onto our tray, we're going to cut across in the top. Okay, 1 and 2. Now, the saying, I guess, is that put a cross in there to keep the evil out, but it's also to heat the bread thoroughly so that it gets in everywhere and the air comes out, or just helps it cook. I don't remember exactly what it was. Okay, we have it. Let's put it in. It's gonna go in the oven. All right, it's in the oven. It's gonna be there for about 40 to 45 minutes on the 400 temperature. We will come back and look at it, and it should be opening up. You know, it should be where the cross is, should be opening up, kind of blooming out, and we'll see how it turns out. See you guys there. Woo. Well, we're waiting for it to cook. I forgot I was going to tell you my favorite little St. Patrick's Day joke. Okay, so there was a guy from Ireland, and he walks into a bar in America, and he sits down in the bar, and then he says to the bartender, give me 3 pints of Guinness. And the bartender says, okay, and he gives him the 3 pints of Guinness. And then a little while later, when he's finished them, the Irish guy says to the bartender, give me 3 more pints of Guinness. And the bartender said, well, you know, I can give them to you one at a time. I'll make sure I keep my eye on you so you're not waiting. If that's what it is, you want to make sure you have them. That way they can be fresh. You don't have to get 3 at once. And he goes, oh, no, it's a tradition between me and my brothers. My brother, one's back in Ireland still, the other one's in England. And every Friday at 5 o'clock, we sit down in a bar and have the drinks like we're still drinking together. And we have 3 drinks. And the bartender said, oh, that's so nice. And so this guy kept doing this. Months and months and months went by, and all the regulars in the bar got used to this tradition and thought it was really sweet. Till one day, the Irish guy comes into the bar and he says to the bartender, "Give me 2 pints of Guinness." And the bartender's surprised, and the people attending the bar are surprised. And the bartender comes up and he goes, "I want to give you my condolences." And the guy says, why would you give me your condolences? And the guy says, "I'm assuming, one of your brothers died if you're only having 2 drinks." And he goes, "Oh, me brothers are fine. I just quit drinking." So that's it. All right. Hopefully the bread will be done soon. Sorry about that. Okay. It's been 45 minutes. Let's check it out. Ooh. Ooh. Wow. It looks nice though. Hang on. Here we go. Here's the bread. Very nice. Looks great. Nice sound to the crust. Ooh, it's hot. It's pretty solid. Yeah. All right, we're gonna let it cool down. Ooh, and then we'll open it up and take a look at it on the inside. Looking good so far. I'm excited. All right, here is the finished product. Here we go. Let's cut into it. See how it is. Ooh, this is looking nice. Whoa. Let's see. Ooh, nice. Nice. You can cut a little piece. Put a little butter on there. It's a nice texture. It said that if you put a towel over top as it's cooling down, it will make the crust a little not as thick, or I'm sorry, not as hard, which I enjoy. All right. Ooh. Ah, it's falling apart, but in a good way. Here we go. Thanks for watching. Happy St. Patrick's Day.